Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, August 17th, aka pre-Monday, and today we will cover the guesstimates on Group C. As you know, YieldMax, they take turns with the little groups A, B, C, and D. Group C is up next this week, so we'll try to guess what they're going to pay, along with those weekly suckers, right? And we'll see. We'll see. Before we get into that, let's plug our stuff here. So tomorrow I begin the official morning show. I know I already did a morning show episode, so this is technically episode 2. However, my plan now is to have guests when I can. So as you can see, I already booked 4 morning shows, episode 2, 3, 4. I had to move this one. It's now 11. But so I have, such guests tomorrow as, the famous LA appliance guy, and then Will Rind, and then British Hodel, and then David Zakansky. I believe that's how you say his name. And I have many others booked. I just haven't created the actual, I haven't set it up yet. But it's quite the list, and I'm not really limiting who I'll interview. I'll interview anyone, who's up for it, who thinks, it could be entertaining, right? It's obviously an investment YouTube channel, but again, we could talk about whatever, man. I don't even care, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be all serious. It's never serious, actually, if I'm interviewing you. That's the good part, right? So anyway, so for tomorrow, I expect you all here at 6 a.m., right? I'm going to interview this crazy guy. Is he crazier than me? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But no, he has a YouTube channel. He fixes everything. And he's also a YieldMax investor. So again, it's going to be a fun time, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll go from there. All right, plug is over. Now let's get into the video. All right, so why are we here? Why are we here? I forget. No, we're here to check the distribution schedule and then guess what the heck they're going to pay. Remember, HOOY's part of Group C. So hold on. All right. So anyway, as you can see, if you go to the YieldMax website, Group C and the weeklies, they will declare Wednesday, August 20th. And ex-dividend date will follow, being the Thursday, August 21st. And then you will get paid on Friday night. Just got paid. No, of course, that depends on your brokerage. Some brokerages say, nah, we're going to pay you Monday, or we'll pay you Saturday, or blah, blah, blah. So that all depends. But, realistically, most people will get paid on the Friday. All right. So look forward to that. Anyway, and by the way, yeah, I'll probably do a live on, I think I'll be home on the Wednesday, so I'll do a live stream when they announce. Just realized that, so that'll be fun. All right, so who's in Group C, right? Group C. All right. Well, who we got? We got Netflix, CONY, MSFO, AMD, PP, AMDY, CVNY, HOOY, HOOY. Who else we got? Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when you move your lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. All right, it's DRAY, because Dr. Dre said, so this is a new fund. They launched July 14th. So are they going to pay? Well, yeah. Hello, they better pay. So they should be paying. So again, I threw in some guesstimates yesterday. I'll probably be changing stuff as we go. Let's be real here. I always change it. So anyway, in fact, I might even start doing the guesstimates as I record. I don't know if people would appreciate that, but it's getting to the point where I have more focus during the video when I talk to you guys than when I try to do it on a random Saturday or whatnot. But all right, so let's go. Let's go over to the guesstimates. Let's see where we're at here. All right, so we got a nice 200% of zoom. Although we can't capture, you know what? I may have to go to a 150 for this. Don't cry. Don't yell at me. All right. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. All right. Let's see. Little one's waking up. I must, my voice must carry, unfortunately. Can I shrink this? Yeah. Gonna make these columns a little skinnier, you know, like me. Anyway, so let's see. Shrinkity doo dah. Lowest distro. There you go. Perfect. All right. So let's start with Netflix. All right. By the way, thank you all for being here. I know it's early. I've been starting at 6 a.m. instead of 6:30 on the weekend too now. It's really because I got to start getting my ass moving. I need more time for exercise in the morning. So I got to start at 6. If that means less live viewers, so be it. But obviously, there's a lot of you guys here. There's 135 so far on YouTube and X. If you want to help the channel, all you have to do is retweet on X or on YouTube. You can repost. All right. And then the others that follow you will hopefully come join the party. Right. And so on and so forth. We'll do a lot of Q&A at the end if you guys want. But for now, let's just get into the guesstimates. Right. All right. So Netflix, what are they doing? Well, they went up about, what, 38 cents per share. How do we know that? Well, again, what do I use? I use the Monday of technically the date that they start, right? Because they declared their last one in this week, July 21st week. So that's the Monday of that week. You know, because that new week is a fresh that's when the fresh 4-week cycle starts, which is when basically they count for the next distribution. However, they do pay the other distribution in that week, if that makes sense. So what we have to do, we have to add back the distribution that they pay. So again, if you're comparing the price of Netflix as of Friday versus Monday, you know, that Monday we said, we have to add back in the 43 cents. So what does that come to? Well, obviously it comes to 38 cents, as you can see. So that's how much they went up in price. So again, that is one way we look at how much the ETF gone up. That's one way we look before we make our guess. And then another way is, well, there's 3 ways actually, or there's 4 ways. This is the other way. We go to here. This is the actual income that they brought in. So we go here, we say, how you doing? And then Netflix says, not good. All right. So they lost 281,000. So again, you know, option number 2, that doesn't really help us because they didn't really make income. So now we go to option number 3. We go to the holdings, right? And sure enough, the holdings is not updated. Let's try a refresh here. This wasn't working yesterday either, so I have no idea how the Netflix synthetic is doing. It's okay though. Again, we don't care. We'll move on. All right. So option number 3 doesn't really work. Option number 4, default to the IV. All right. So we go to the spreadsheet. We see a 30 and a 7-day IV. 7-day doesn't want to work, but we do have the 30 at 25%. Okay. Now that being said, their last distros 43 and 43. Should we just give them 43 and call it a day, right? Enough for the yip yap. Just do it already, right? I gave them 41 cents. 41 cents would be a 30% yield, and that would be 5% higher than the 30-day IV. It's actually more than the gains per share as well. Their lowest distro ever, 37 cents. All right. So are they going to pay lower than their lowest distro? I don't think so. I have a feeling they're going to pay a little lower than the last distro, though. So I gave them 41 cents, and I'm not even going to change it. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So let's keep going, baby. And I'm just making sure audio works, obviously, right? I'm not talking to myself here. People on YouTube, hello. People on X, hello. How's audio? Good. Check, check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Obviously, I should do that in the beginning. All right. So how's CONY doing? All right. CONY, price change wise, CONY is not a pretty boy. He is ugly. He lost $2.29 per share. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So let's move on to the next option. Let's go to the groups value tab and look at CONY. Where you at? Where you at? How the heck we get up here? All right, let's go down here. Here you go. CONY heads. How you doing? Well, they lost a lot of money. Yes, they lost about 242 mil. Realized losses. Can you say ouchie, or can you say what did you do to your coin? Okay, so now what we're left with is, oh no, we do have it on the other side. Duh. I go to the left, to the left, to the left. All right, how's CONY doing? How's their synthetic doing? Please save us, synthetic, on the paper. What do we got? We got 0. Okay then. So that means CONY, I'm going to keep it simple. Should we give him the IV? The IV is 55%. Looks like give him 61. Let's see what that comes to. I should probably give him 55, but again, they always boost it up a little bit. I gave them 35 cents. 35 cents is a big drop from the last distribution of 79 cents, but it still is a 61% yield. So before you say, oh my God, that's horrible. No, they're paying you 61% yield. If this is actually the payment, that's still a 61% yield on whatever the price is, right? The price is right now $7.35. So you may say, nah, 35 cents, nah, but it's still good. It could be less. Obviously, it could be less. So, we'll see though. Anyway, let me take a sip of coffee. This is second cup. Good morning, everyone, by the way. 200 people. Thor's hammer just showed up. He can't stay long, though. How dare you? No, thank you for being here, especially those that were on time, right? I think, I don't know. I can't go to the list, right? Anyway, let's just go to MSFO. How you doing? How you doing? Well, let's see. Price-wise, they went up 40 cents. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good, Cletus. All right, so now we go to the group's value. All right, group's value, MSFO. They didn't make crap, so that didn't help. Now we go to the holdings. All right, let's see. Oh, you don't work either? You know what? Screw you too. How about that? How about that? I'm not even going to refresh because I don't care. All right, how about their IV? 30-day IVs, 18%. 7-day IVs, the same, 17%. So what do we give them? What do you do? What do you say? Let's see. We gave them 40 cents. That's kind of in line with the last payment. The last payment was 41 cents. Again, their lowest payment ever was 27. So yeah, they could do that, or they could do 40 cents, right? How far back do our payments go here? All right, so they've been doing. I just hold the last 4. Everything else is hidden, but the last 4 payments were 52, 54, 48, 41. Again, guys, this fund has been around a long time, and look at the price. It's 18 bucks. It's holding strong. They don't hold strong because they overpay, right? They pay a reasonable amount. 40 cents, again, 28% yield. Based on the IV, the price did go up 40 cents. We've got to keep that in mind. So I'm giving them exactly 40 cents. So I should probably lower it just a little bit. This is my first change. Hey, I made it through 2 without changing. So this is number 3. So that would be a 26. Yeah, I think it's going to be in the 30 range. So I'm going to give them 37 cents, which is a 26% yield. That sounds about right? Am I good? Am I good? Anyway, anyone? All right, so anyway, let's go to AMDY. How you doing? Well, they went up 82 cents per share. That's good, right? Yeah, cha-ching, cha-ching. All right, let's go to the group's value. Where the hell are you? There you are. All right, AMDY. No, you lost money, so you are a sir. All right, AMDY here. How's your synthetic doing? Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Look how cheap that put is. 2 mil. Look at the call. Look at the dude. He's got 28 mil. He's like, hell yeah, son. I'm rolling in the money. All right, anyway, what's the synthetic worth? $26 million. 26 mil. Outstanding shares. You got to share that with 21.9 mil. So what does that come to per share? $1.18. So the synthetic on the paper is worth $1.18, 170% yield if they paid that. Will they pay that? No, probably not. But let's see what they're going to pay. Let's undo this. Let's do 58 cents. 58 cents. Okay. Why so low? Why so low? Well, look at their last payment. 46, 56. All right. So 58 cents. You got to keep in mind that's a big yield. Their 30-day IV and 7-day IV is in the 40s, low 40s. So this is double their IV. All right. So that is generous enough. Again, it's a single digit fund. It's a $9 fund. So I believe 58 cents is a very, very, very respectable amount. You may disagree, but hey, I think that's perfect. Actually, I feel like I did a great job on that one. I'll probably be wrong as hell, but again, who cares, right? Who gives a damn? Who gives a rat's ass? Anyway, let's go to PP. How you doing? Well, they lost 87 cents, so not a great start. Let's go to the group's value on PP. PP. Yeah, they got money. They made 9 cents per share. Okay, that's not going to really help much. But how about their synthetic? Oh, we didn't update it. We got to update it now. Let's see. Again, we got to highlight the synthetics. So we got it on the top, the 75, 919. Down here, there it is. All right, 919, 75 strike. All right, what do you think it's worth? Well, if you look at the lady, oh boy, she take my money. That's a gold digger, man. This is not going to be worth a crap. In fact, it's going to be super negative. So, like, you know, prognosis negative. All right, so if we go here, again, we'll take the synthetic and we go like that. Yeah. Negative 4.8 mil. So that's unfortunately an ass whooping. So that's not going to help. So we got to go back to the file where we're going to look at the IV and we're going to say we're going to pay the IV. And guess what? The IV is not updating. So isn't that just wonderful? So what do we give them? I don't even know. I gave them 25 cents. That is a 2-cent decrease from the last payment. And that is a 28% yield. It's actually the lowest payment ever. That if this is actually what they're going to declare, that would be the lowest payment that PP would ever pay. PP pay, right? This is the PP pay. Hey, I feel comfortable with that. I think that's what they'll pay. Hey, it's $11.56 fun at the moment. So it's a little bit of a struggle bus, as they say. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. All right, up next is your boy ABNY. How you doing? Well, let's see. They went down $1.30. Well, that's not a great start. Let's go check out the group's value and see if they earned any money. Let's see, ABNY. ABNY, all I'm gonna 19 cents per share. Hey, not bad, broski. Let's see how much your synthetic is worth on the paper. Again, we go over here. This is the download of their holdings, and you can see, wah, wah, wah. She take my money. That's a gold digger, man. Sorry, ABNY holders. You know, the Airbnb people. So that's worth prognosis negative right there, unfortunately. So, yeah, man. We got to pay them the IV. We got to give them the IV payment. So let's see. 26 cents. All right. 26 cents would be their lowest payment ever, and it would be a 32% yield, 4% higher than their IV. I think that's fair. I don't know what you guys think, but hey, feel free to let me know. All right. So let's go to CVNY. Let's see how much they went up in price. They went up or down, I should say, 33 cents. They're still in the 40s though. They're hanging around. All right, let's just check out the group's value. If we could find it, right? We got to find it first. There you go. Now look at this domination. The Carvana Fund, CVNY, or CVNY for short, they brought in bank 22.9 mil. Look at that, son. 12.38 per share. I mean, is this even right? 1.8 million outstanding shares. Well, let's double check. 1.8. All right. So again, this is what is this number? What are we even adding? This is the trades. I download all the trades from 7/21 all the way up to the Friday, this past Friday, and I add up the income and outgo. So what this means is they produced a realized income, right? Taxable income of 22.9 million per share. That comes to $12.38. So technically, they could pay this, right? They could pay you $12.38. They will not, right? They will not. So let's get real here. All right. So again, that's one factor to keep. You know, we gotta look at this and assume they're going to have a big payment. But let's look at their holdings. Maybe they're getting their ass kicked on their synthetic. Let's take a look. Well, the synthetic, the put is -9. The calls 3. It's actually not terrible. Let's see what it comes to per share. All right. So their synthetic on paper is bringing them down 321. So we got to keep that in mind. Okay. So -321. So again, so maybe we can deduct it. We'll just say $9, right? They're making about $9. All right. $9. So I don't know. What do we think about this? Well, let's see. Let's go back. Well, their last payment was 204, and their IV is 46. But obviously, I gave them. You can. I know you guys can see the yield, so this is ahead. But I'm feeling like CVNY is going to give you a little something, something. Maybe not though. Again, I'm looking at $41, $3 payment that they paid. Let's look at their last four payments: 268, 456, 170, 204. I mean, they made a lot of money. I just feel like they'll pay a lot of money, don't you? I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a tough one. I don't know. This is 325. That would put them over 100% yield. Are they going to pay 100%? Ooh, it's tough. Maybe, maybe not. Again, they're gonna have. I have 200% yielders, so I got to think. Are they gonna do that to Carvani? They could pay $3. That'll bring them down under in the 30 range, though. Yeah, I gotta leave it, right? Should we leave it? Hello, anyone? So yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough. This is toughy do da. Yeah, again, I'm probably making this too high, but I gotta move on. Let's go to HOOY. HOOY. This is the one you guys care about. I know you don't give a crap about CVNY, so don't sing it. All right, so HOOY, how you doing, HOOY? All right, so they went up $1.57. $1.57. Okay, good, great. All right, so let's go check out the group's value. And you say, hello. Look at that. Oh my goodness. They made 24.2 mil, which comes to $7.40 per share. Look at this PP just leak. See that? Man, this freaking spreadsheet. Again, the problem with Google Sheets, sometimes if you have like too much data, it's overload, right? And obviously this file here is just a disaster. It's just too much. But anyway, $7.40 per share. All right, that's the realized income. Now we go to their current holdings, their current synthetic. The value of the current synthetic is worth a lot. Look at the put. That's no gold digger. She only wants 14 mil. The dude has 34 mil. So that's about 20 mil. All right, let's add it up down here. Again, because we rely on spreadsheets to do our math nowadays. We can't think for ourselves. The synthetic is worth 20.5 mil. So can you just say, yeah, or you could say, wee. All right, so what does that come to? That comes to $6.29 per share. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, broski? I mean, this thing is freaking killing it. Not only was there about over $7 in realized income, but on the paper, they're making $6.29 per share. So they're going to pay a pretty penny. Let's get real here. Again, I'm back and forth on this one. This one's not easy. I wanted to give him $7, and I found myself not doing it. So I'm going to keep him in the $6 range. I have to. Should it be higher 6? Probably. It probably should. But you know what? You know, if we go back here, they've made 3 payments. Their first payment was $330. Okay, so we know they could pay pretty low. And then their next two, though, were $650 and $689. Again, fiscal years, it's ending. It's coming up. 10/31 is the end of the fiscal year. So, yeah, man. I mean, what do we do? What do we do with this? Do we give them 7? Do we give them 6, mid 6s? Again, 603 is 109% yield. So that's no joke. How much higher can we really go, right? How much higher are they really going to pay? You know, we got to think about this. I mean, again, they have to pay 90%, not 100%. They have to pay 90% of what they make for the fiscal year. So, yeah, man, I guess I'll leave it, man. 603, very respectable. It's probably going to be higher. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it's going to be higher, but I'm okay. Again, I'm okay with that. You know, plus we got to move on, right? Because we got Dr. Dre said, anyway, nothing, you idiot. Dr. Dre's locked in his basement. All right. Anyway, sorry, I can't help myself with this freaking Dre. So what are we doing with Dre? Did they actually make any money? Let's see. They went up $2.74. All right. So pretty damn good start, right? Pretty damn good start. However, I'm pulling the price as of what, 721. It should be pulled as of the launch price. which is probably around the same, to be honest. $50 they launched at. All right, so whatever, close enough. All right, so anyway, let's go to the other file, the group's value. I had to add them to the group's value thanks to someone who reminded me yesterday. And there's DRAY. Yay, they didn't make crap. So let's move on from that and let's go to their holdings. I just made this yesterday. I think I did. And obviously I didn't update anything, but let's see. We'll make this and we'll copy this synthetic. Yep, there's the other synthetic. So again, the puts on the top, the calls on the bottom. Yeah, I gotta update all this, I think. All right, so this is the value of the fund. Yeah, the value of DRAY is 2.6 mil. Again, they just launched, so it's a beginner, it's a rookie. DraftKings, what is it? DNKG? What's DraftKings? DNK. Actually, it should be right up above Donkey Kong, right? DKNG. DKNG. All right, so DraftKings is $44. Wow, it is. Okay. All right. Let's add up the synthetic and see what we're dealing with here. Nope, sell 8. We got 122 mil. Okay, that's good. Outstanding shares, 50,000. Let's just make sure that's picking up the right sell. Yes, it is. Okay. Wow. All right. So they made about 246 on the paper, of course. And yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Not bad. All right. So what are they going to pay? I don't know. You tell me, man. You know, I'm just here for fun and entertainment. You guys are here. You're the smart ones. What I give them? I give them 285. Their forward day 7 IV is really 27%. I mean, that's some weak ass sauce. Really, DraftKings, you can't be more volatile than that. You're a freaking gambling app. Come on, man. You just had UFC last night. Come on, you gotta get some volatility up in her. 285 would be a 70% yield. Is that a respectable payment on the first payment? Yeah, I think so. 70% yield first payment. They may come out with a 3, which is fine. I'm good with that too. But again, I'm thinking high 2s, low 3s. That's my guess. And then there's fiat. Do we really care about fiat? Not really, but I'll do it because some of you guys do invest in fiat. So I gotta be very respectful of the investors here, the people watching. Again, fiat. They lost money. All right, so they suck. Let's be real here. They suck. All right, so let's go to their holdings. Yeah, a bunch of sucked here as well. But let's see what it's worth. Let's unhighlight this. Okay, so they're synthetic. Again, it's doing the opposite, right, of the covered call funds. It's been a while since I even looked into a inverse. So I really, I hate on them, but realistically, I'm sure they offer something that really isn't out in the market for the most part. Wow. Okay, their synthetic is doing really good. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Their put is valuable as hell. So that's good. All right. So the value of, wow, fiat is worth 41 mil. That's impressive. That is very impressive, actually. All right. So, oh my goodness, though. Look at the price of fiat. Good Lord. That is not impressive at all. All right. So let's add their synthetic and see what it's worth. 9.6 mil, outstanding shares, 12. Yeah, I'm assuming that's right. All right, on paper, they got about 78 cents, which is good, right? Considering they're a $3 fund after all. All right, so let's keep that in mind when we go to fiat. We're going to have to give them probably a higher payment than what I had. Actually, no, they had the last 2 payments were 15 and 13, so 21 cents. It's a good payment. It's an 82% yield, so I think that's respectable. We're going to leave it at that. All right, now we're going to go down to the weekly suckers. YieldMax, 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 YieldMax. All right, what are they going to pay? I don't know, man. I really don't. I was just looking, and Burke B, right? Burke B. Where's Burke B? No, Burke C. Whatever the hell we're calling it. When did they launch? They've had 2 payments. Burke C had 2 payments, right? I go to YieldMax. Where the hell is it? Where's Berk C? Add that sucker in there already, man. Add that sucker. So I don't get it. What the hell takes so long? When the freaking reallocation going to happen? I want Berk C in there. I know it's a low distro, but it's safe to do that, right? It's secure. It's going to balance our asses out. Our degenerate plays out. So yeah, man, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's not hold up too much time on the weeklies. YieldMax, I give them 16 cents. Their last payment was 11. A 16-cent payment would be a 63% yield. Of course, this payment would be based on the payment from Group B that paid last week. Yeah, is this high? It feels about right. I don't know. I'm leaving it. All right. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on how it's calculated because I don't think you guys care. Again, these are weeklies. We talk about these every single week. YMAG, I gave them 17 cents. Their last payment was 16. So again, that's a raise, and it's a 57% yield. So fantastic. All right, LFGY. Yeah, we'll take a look at the funds since we do have the download. Again, all this shows is their holdings. It shows the IV of the holdings. All right. And then what do? We calculate the average of the IVs. All right. Here's that BMNR that everyone keeps talking about. It is volatile, but you wouldn't know it on this spreadsheet because nothing updates. It's all right. It's not added to the average IV. Again, there's just, again, the problem. I have way too much going on this damn spreadsheet. It's my fault. And I have to work on fixing that, but it'll probably never happen. Anyway, average IV, 68%. Again, it should be higher probably. So 48 cents is the calculated guesstimate based on that. What do we give them? What do you do? What do you say? I left 48 cents. Their last payment was 44. Is this fair? Is this make sense? Maybe. No, actually, their last five. Let's look at their last five. About 48, then 47, down to 43, and then 44. So let's give them. Give them a multiplier. You know what? Well, this is where I need to start entering the data. Only so it locks in, because when I go over what they actually paid, my guesstimate does go away. 46 cents. You know, should we give him a higher payment than the last one? Yeah, we'll give him 46 cents. What the hell? All right. So let's go to GPTY now. GPTY, what are you doing? How you doing? Well, again, they hold a, pretty much safer funds, right? Apple, AMD, Amazon, ANET, Avgo, Google it, baby. They got Google. Meta, their IV's not updating. Whatever. Palantir, yeah. Snowflake, whatever. What's this sucker? Did we not carry this formula down? That's just TSM. So we can add one more row for another TSM, which has a low IV, man, 31%. So I don't know about that. So their average IV comes to 48%. Again, this is for GPTY. Guesstimate would reflect a 43-cent payment. What is their last payment? 29. Ew. Before that, it was 30, 31. So yeah, we're not going to give them. We're going to have to lower this payment for sure. Yeah, 43 cents. That is not happening. That is not happening. We're going to give them a probably. Again, their last payment was 29. I got to give them low 30s. Probably 32. 36% yield. Yeah, I think that's good. Again, I got to copy these and then paste special values. There you go. So now it's not locked in. All right. These suckers, again, I don't really do anything for these. I just guess. Because again, what are you going to do? I can get the IV of the index, SDTY, QDTY, and RDTY. Obviously, they're index plays, 0 DTE funds. They're great. And yes, I still owe you guys the comparison somewhat of the DRAY series, back in the day. I'm going to compare these to the Roundhill, to the Defiance, right? And we're going to see which is the best fund, because right now I own all of them in my dividend car account. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the ones. I'm going to keep one index of each, right? If one fund has been trading and making more overall total income better than the other, then I'll sell out of that fund and I'll keep more in the other. If that makes sense. So yes, I owe you guys that. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's just really hard to, it's just a lot of data, the way I'm doing it. So I got to think about it. But anyway, SDTY, what do we got? I gave them 17 cents. That's pretty damn low, actually. That would be their lowest payment ever. You know what? I can't give them that, actually. They actually went up in price, too. No, that's from an 811. Yeah, I'm going to, no, they did pay 14. Oh, okay. So this lowest, I can't count this lowest distro because it adds up. You know, there's 4 payments you sell. That's the issue. I'm going to give them 21. QDTY, they paid 19 cents. I give them 23 cents. I'll leave it at that. And then RDTY, they paid 31 last time. 31, maybe I'll give them 30. All right, sorry. Now we can move on to Ulti. Again, everyone loves Ulti. I know. Ulti YouTube channels, Ulti YouTube videos, they're like the next, they're everywhere, right? All they got to do is put Ulti in the thumbnail, Ulti in the title, and they're getting views, man, because people love Ulti. It's an Ultiverse here. So why do they love Ulti? Well, here's who Ulti holds, right? They hold a bunch of degenerates, bunch of high implied volatility funds. All right. Affirm, Applovin, right? AST, Bitmon, again, BMNR, again, not updated. No, I want to see that IV, man. I know it's high. Bull, Web Bull. All right, Coin. Yeah, we like Coin, right? Kind of. Hood, Robin Hood, no IV there. All right, IONQ, good IV. Mara, MSTR, NBIS, Nebius. All right, Oklo, Palo Alto, Palantir, Reddit, Rigetti, Rocket Lab, super micro nerdy ass computer company, New Scale, Target. Again, that's an earnings play. I believe they have earnings. I think it's this week. Tesla, Unity, and Upstart, and Cash. But Cash is Cash. Cash is not a fund. So let's just delete that. And now we go down here. And what is the average IV? 64%. All right. 64%. What would the payment come to? Yikes, 7 cents. All right, guys. They've been paying us 10 cents for a long time. How long? Well, let's go take a look. Let's see. 10 cents the last payment, and then 10, 10, 10, 10, and then 9. Okay, so the last 5 payments were 10 cents. Before that, it was 9, 9, 9, and 8. So we're going backwards. We got to go backwards. It's not going to be 10. What do I have? Again, I'm going to have to adjust this. I don't think they'll jump down to 7, nor 8, actually. I think they'll do 9. So I'm going to just give them a 9 center. Penny at a time, right? Maybe 9 cents this week, 8 cents the next week if they have to. But I think I don't think 10 cents is happening. I don't think it should, right? Should it? Maybe it will, man. I don't freaking know. 9 cents would be a what? 79% yield. 10 cents would keep them at the 80% yielder, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Ulti's going to pay? Let me know in the comments real quick. Do you think Ulti's going to pay 9 cents or 10 cents or less? Right? I don't know, man. That's up to you. You guys tell me. You're the geniuses here, right? All right. Last but not least, Chippity Doodah. Bunch of nerdy chip companies, right? ACM, Analog, Micron, blah, 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 Broadcom. Okay, cool. Again, yeah, chip companies. Who cares, right? No one cares. So let's scroll down. There we go. Cash ticker still coming up. So let's go all the way down. What's the average IV? 40%. That comes to 42 cents per share. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, buddy. Dream on. All right, let's see what we gave them. Their last payment was 40 cents. That's good. Pretty good. The one before that, 38, 41, 37. Yeah, man. I'm going to give them 39. 39. Yeah, whole house is awake. 39 cents would be, what the hell? There it is, 37% yielder. All right, cool, dude. You You want to do a quick recap, and then we can just do Q&A, cover whatever the hell you guys want, and then I'll get my ass out for a run. Because again, I got to trade for this race coming up, which I am not ready for, because I am YouTube has just consumed my gym time, which is not good. But I don't know. You got to make room for everything. Okay, you ready? Here's the recap. Nefli, 41 cents, 30% yield. CONY, 35 cents, 61% yield. MSFO, 37 cents, 26% yield. A to the M to the D to the Y, 58 cent, 83% yield. PP, 25 cent, 28% yield. AMDY, 26 cents, 32% yielder. CVNY, 325, 101% yield. And guess what? We got another 100%er. HOOY, HOOY, 603. I can go a little louder now that the baby's up. 603 is a 109% yield. And then we got nowadays, everybody, DRAY, Dr. DRAY, 285, 70% yield. And then we got Fiat, 21 cents, 82% yield. Up in her. All right, now we go down to the weeklies, which we just did. YieldMax, 16 cents, 63% yield. YMAG, 17 cents, 57% yield. LFGY, 46 cents, 65% yield. GBTY, 32 cents, 36% yield. SIDDT, SDTY, not STTY, SDTY, 21 cents, 24% yield. QDTY, 23 cents, 26% yield. RDTY, 30 cents, 34% yield. OT, 9 cents, 79% yield. That's still good, man. That's still good, guys. It's really, really good, man. Could be 8, could be 7, though. Beware. Chippity doo dah, 39 cents, 37% yield. All right. We did it, man. We did it. We did it. What do you think? Q&A now, guys. What do you got? What do you want to talk about? You got questions for me? You want to look at something on the spreadsheet? I'm taking a sip of coffee real quick. We're 42 minutes in. We got what? We are live again on YouTube and X, about 458 people. Again, people are sleeping. It's Sunday. They like to sleep. Have I tried auto refresh every 1 minute? Or I don't even know. I don't know where that setting is, but maybe that's something I'll look into. But yeah, maybe that could work. YMAX, 16 cents. Well, I'm guess they don't suck this coming week. Yeah, 11 cents. That was a what the hell? That was a what intonation? You know, that was like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Toronto, don't fall in the dividend trap. NVIDIA has outperformed all dividend ETFs, bro. Well, NVIDIA has outperformed a lot of things. Don't compare it to growth. It's a growth stock, though. Not fair to compare it to dividend funds. All right, so what else we got? What do you do? What do you say? What do you do? What do you say? Yosemite Sam. Yeah, exactly. You get it. You get it. You get it. Yeah, by the way, these are just guesses, as you guys know. We're just guessing. You know, YieldMax will declare Wednesday morning, 6:55, and then you'll have that whole day. If you want to buy based on what they're declaring, you got that whole day. All right. Michael says if YieldMax pays 10 cents, he's pulling the plug. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're recording. What are you recording? Thor's Hammer, a.k.a. Paul the Aver. What are you recording? Are you a YouTuber? What kind of YouTuber? Come on, we'll plug your YouTube, man. Can you compare Defiance first round till? I'm sorry. No, I can't. I just don't have the time to do that. I really wish I could. Just guess it. We listen and verify your guess. Yep, that's all we do. Guess. NVIDIA pays 0.0. Oh, well, what, their dividend? Yeah, man. It's pretty funny when they announced, oh, NVIDIA's going to pay a dividend now. And look, like the yield. Like, why even bother, man? Like, just, what's the point? All right. Wait, I got to keep up with the comments. LA messing with me again. Yep. Always off, right? Always off. Some people get really upset, right? What do we got? Eric Katz, Misty dividend reinvests. 1, use drip. 2, use the dividend to buy after the dividend. 3, use margin to buy the dividend before the dividend. What the hell? Is that a riddle? What the hell's going on there? But I'm not a dripper. I don't drip. I don't recommend dripping unless you can't get to your account and you want your account to work for you and just don't want to log in. I say manual drip. Buy whatever the hell you want. All right. All right. Why does RBC not pay ulti dividend until Monday? I don't know, because they suck, maybe, right? Looks like it's time to consider COY over CONY. What is COY? Is that the round hill one? I'm sure they're hurting too, because coin dropped a lot. Fun and entertainment. Yep. Are you a YouTuber, Thor? Anyway, what else? Should we talk about house money? Should we see what kind of house money we're dealing with in Group C? I mean, is HOOY close to house money? There's no way, but they could be a halfway, right? All right, HOOY, let's see. 32% house money. So they're getting there. CONY, as you know, they paid 151%. So I know everyone's hating on them, but again, they paid you back your investment and then half. All right, since August of 2023. All right. What else? Netflix at 82%. So they're approaching that 100% range. Again, fantastic fund. Awesome fund. It's just, you can't complain. MSFO 55%. And then what do we got? AMDY 78%. And then PP 67%. And then we go up again. Group B, they declared last week. Any game changers there? NVIDIA's now at 168%. Phoebe's at 84%. Murney's at 56%. Platy, good. Look at this, guys. Platy's at 96%. They basically just had to pay $2 and they're going to hit 100% next week, right? They launched October of 2024. All right. So it's not even going to be a year and they'll have 100% house money. How freaking crazy is that? So that's nuts. But yeah, it's a great fund. Babo 51%. So yeah, not bad. All right. So just a question for me. What broker should I be investing the taxable? I'm investing in Webull. I don't know. Are you in the US? The broker I like, it depends. If you do options, I use Schwab because obviously Thinkorswim. If you're not an options trader, I would say Fidelity because they have the best overall website and app combination in my eyes. I don't know. I haven't used every single brokerage though, so that's just my thought on who I used. House money, Platy the GOAT. Yeah, man, for sure. The options on Palantir are really good. Yeah, man, I'm sure they are. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the leverage fund, right? Oh, all right. What else we got, guys? Should we end it? Just go for a run and then listen to other YouTubers, or maybe someone will do a Spaces, right? Yeah, Fidelity always pays early. That's what's good about them. Wolf says house money doesn't matter to me unless it is my ETFs. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how it should be. The problem is I don't know everyone's freaking buying point. I don't know, so I'm just using launch price, obviously, to give you guys an idea of how they did since the launch price, how much they paid since the launch price. And obviously, not everyone buys at launch date, nor should they. But again, this is just to give you guys an idea. And scrolling up to Group A, let's just see. Tesla still sits at 85. They're struggling to get to that 100, man. They are struggle busts. But yeah, it's not. Again, I don't like these funds for Tesla. I don't like the strategy for Tesla. Tesla is too unpredictable, and their IV is not strong enough. All right. Misty's MSTR IV is really pissing me off too, but I'm really hoping it gets better. But yeah, look at Misty, man, 200%. That's freaking nuts. Group D is coming up obviously next week. XYZY might hit the 100. They're at 92%. So yeah, man, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Got some comments. I swear this mouse that I use is annoying as hell. All right. Anyway, where are we at here? Morning sour kiss. You are late. Yes, you are. All right. What else? What else we got? Happy Sunday morning. Yay. Woohoo. Retire Abroad Finance. Guys, go check out her channel. All right. She's retiring. She's literally retiring any day now. So Fidelity, I have E-Trade. I'll look into Fidelity. Yeah, here, I'm pretty sure there's people say good things about E-Trade. Hey, you're welcome, Michael. Anything for you. Keyword house money. No, we can't do that. That's lame-o. We got to come up with something better than that. Profresca, I have Fidelity for cash flow and some retirement, and Schwab for retire abroad at options trader. You're welcome, Richard. Who's ready for the LA appliance interview? You guys have your questions ready? Who's going to be here? All right. Are you ready, LA? Are you ready for the interview? Well, both the plan is on these interviews. Hopefully, people are comfortable on being on camera. Obviously, LA is because he's always on the freaking camera, but hopefully everyone else is that I interview. If not, I don't know what I'm really going to show. I guess I'll just show like what we're talking about. I don't want to make it just me. Again, I didn't even think about that. Like in general, if it's just me, that's going to be horrible. But if they don't show, I won't show my face, right? But I don't know. All right, man. I think that's the end. What do you guys think? Nothing else to talk about, right? Unless you have questions. There's Z-Dubs. He's everywhere. And Rod, we trust. Love it. Love it. All right, we got 520 people between YouTube and X. Again, sleepy Sunday. I get it. No one's awake. Hopefully they can catch up and watch it later. Hopefully they can join us tomorrow. Again, I realize, I'm on the East Coast. So obviously, West Coast, 6 a.m. is a little unrealistic to expect. But, as long as I'm working and crap, I can't do any earlier. So it is what it is. But dry series. The only dry series I'm doing is I'm gonna do just a comparison of the 0 DTE index funds, the Roundhill, YieldMax, and Defiance. And I'm doing that for myself because I want to own the best performers. It's just instead of all. At first, I just bought all of them, but I'm going to narrow it down to and give the best performers my money, if that makes sense. But keyword ramen this week. Ramen. My son loves ramen. Ramen noodles. By the way, great interview on to. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a big one for me. Obviously, he's a face on TV, so it's a little different, right? So it was, I'm not gonna say pressured, but it was just different, right? It was just different because I didn't really know him either, right? Obviously, interviewing Jay, it's like talking to a friend or whatever. It's not really. Plus, he's a little goofy like me. He can be, and it's fun, right? And it's fun, but Mike, is he goofy? Maybe, but he just started with a company. Like there's literally kind of news that morning. So it was fun. I was still I can't be like I said before, too serious, it could be a problem for some. Too much work. Yeah, man. Sucks. Shamage. 148 watching, 78 likes. If you're enjoying this stream, don't forget to smash the ravishing like button. Wow, look at this. Pro fast guy, like you. Rod, can you explain synthetic trades in simple English? Sure, they mimic the movement of the underlying, right? That's it. That's English, right? I mean, so what do you want me to talk about? Like, So Netflix is, damn, that stock is high. Microsoft 500. All right, so I didn't do. That probably wasn't updated before. Wow, their synthetic is actually worth something. So let's look at the one of the ones we talk about every single freaking day. Where is it? Let's look at Plady, right? So they, for a synthetic position, right? Think of the poor man's covered call, right? When you create the poor man's covered call, again, I've never done one, but this is just from my understanding. Instead of owning the shares, what you'll do is you'll buy a call, which essentially represents that position, right? So you buy a call, and then you can sell shares on that call, on those 100 shares, right? One contract at a time. However, they don't just buy a call, right? They got the other side of it. They're selling a put. So ideally, when they create their synthetic position, it's a buy, call, sell, put, same strike, same expiration date, right? Because again, these are the whole thing. Think of the whole thing is an option, right? It's an options trade. But yeah, so the idea is they'll open that position. How much will it cost? Well, it'll be at the money. So ideally, it's almost a wash. Typically, it does cost, a little money. Sometimes they get credits, depending, again, it depends on the strike versus where the underlying price lies. And then once they open that position, the idea is 1 for 1, right? It'll move whatever Palantir moves, the synthetic will do the same, right? So if Palantir goes up, this call in orange, this is going to be more valuable, and this will be cheaper to close. But if Palantir goes down, this is going to be less valuable, and this will cost more money to close, if that makes sense. Of course, all of it, the timing of the expiration date, all of that matters. But the only purpose of the synthetic is to simply mimic the movement of the underlying, to track the movement of the underlying 1 to 1. And that's it. That's basically it. It's not any type of strategic position, right? They don't try to time anything. They always have it. So when it doesn't matter when they close it. I know a lot of people ask, well, they should have closed it last week. Well, it wouldn't matter, because even if they close it for a profit now, again, Palantir's at 177, even if they close this, keep in mind, they will reopen that position, right? So you could say, all right, if they cash it out now, yeah, they'll make money. But what if it drops down to 140? Yeah, right? Right? So if they close this, they're going to roll it probably to a 180 strike. And then when it drops to 140, yeah, that'll suck for the new synthetic position. So again, they're always in a synthetic position. They're always in it. And again, the purpose of that is to mimic, to track the movement 1 to 1 of the underlying. And then outside of that, yeah, they're selling calls on a weekly basis. That's the challenge, winning those trades, ideally. I don't know if that helped, but hopefully it did. All right. Bacon. Bacon is good for me. You guys ever see that video? All right. Let's see. This freaking mouse. I really had it. I'm not going to use it. I'm using my freaking laptop. Let's see. What is start time on Sunday for what? This 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I think it's going to be 6 a.m. going forward, if that's all right. Like the Snap 500, make the rod 20 your best 20 stop. Yeah, I got to make an ETF, right? Someone should hire me. Let's make an ETF, right? We'll call it Roddy. I'll run it. Give me an options trader. I'll tell them what to do. This is the strategy. I'll approve, hit the trades. I'll approve the distribution, and I'll talk about it every day. There you go. That's a winning. Anyone rich on here that want to make the fund? Let's see. Do the yield boost, Y SPY, and TQQI. Oh, do the yield boost. Oh, are they comparable? If they're comparable, sure. Tell them, brother. Comment and share, man. Synthetic is like crash dummies. But is synthetic strategy an automated process? No, it's not automated. Thank you. The reason I ask, because the competitors to yield banks don't use YieldMax, you mean? Well, yeah, every single fund out there, we should not always just compare everything just because they have the same underlying. If you're talking about PLTW, they are a leverage play, and that's the end of it. They're what, 120% leverage, and they pay you weekly. That's it. You know, PLTY, they're not a leverage. It's 1x. They track at 1x, and they do weekly covered calls, and they pay you typically based on that. Oh God, I was waiting for people to bitch about this, but yeah, it's always going to be 6 a.m. or 6:30. Just keep that in mind. So again, I have to start a little earlier, which gives me less. I feel less of a rush. Like I got to go running after this big run, 7-8 miles. I got to do. We'll see. Roddy wants to be Scotty. Yeah, compete with Scott. Yeah, right. No, he'll be the options trader for it. Right? What do you think? We'll put it under the YieldMax umbrella. All right. All right. 6 a.m. is a great time. Tell that people on the West Coast, right? Yeah, man, it works for me. I just have to get up early. Early is a good part of why I enjoy tuning in. Yeah, what else are you doing at this time? No one else is really live, right? I go on X, no one's doing anything. I know sometimes Kamir, he's on X now. He's not on YouTube anymore. He does weekend mornings, which I try to listen to when I'm done. But again, I like doing it on both. But didn't get the YouTube notification. Oh, that sucks. Well, I made it last night. Maybe that's why. It should have gone out last night, maybe. But usually it comes out 30 minutes before the video, right? Sleeping. Yeah, check the bell, man. Roddy. Yep, exactly. Roddy. Roddy the Cricket, by the way. He was in the garage the other day. Dang, 8 Mile. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of walking, though. Let's be real here. But I got to torture myself because I'm supposed to be doing this Spartan race. Rod and coffee equals great morning. Yeah, man. I'm on the second cup. About to finish up. We are an hour and 2 minutes in. Any other final questions? Any questions on tomorrow's interview? Again, I'm gonna do another plug here. So watch tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. First interview, episode 2 technically, but first interview type series. Again, you'd be surprised the amount of people willing to do an interview at 6 a.m. Like, I mean, it's nuts. Like I asked like a lot of people, and to be honest, too many people said yes. So I'm more booked than I really wanted to be, but hey, I guess that's a good thing. Go for a 20-mile bike ride. Are you one of those people that are in the way when I'm trying to drive? You know? Let's see. Video. Oh, crap. No, it wasn't. Yeah, man, I'm slacking. Sorry. Yeah. Whoops. Maybe, yeah, I'll post it later. Walking is better on your knees. They'll thank you. Yeah. I know. I'm fine. Yo, Spartan. Yeah, I've done like a decent amount. I suck worse at them every time I do them. I just do it to torture myself. Yeah, who's chasing me? The fat man. The fat is chasing me. I'm running away from the fat. Good. All right. Vladdy's looking forward to it. Yeah, man. By the way, if you're wondering who LA Appliance is, he should be having a premiere at 7:30 a.m. LA, if you're still here, please post your premiere so people can get used to what your channel's about, right? And that way they have questions. So guys, show up for his premiere. Again, it's coming up in 24 minutes. I'll be off by then. Maybe I'll go another 5 minutes or so. So yeah, there he is. Yeah, post your link to the premiere today, and that way we can all continue the conversation there. I'll talk while I'm jogging. All right, but should do like I don't know. But anyway, all right. What else we got? We got anything else? There it is. There's the link. Are you able to pin that, LA, to the top of the comments on the live? I don't want to go to the live because then I'll hear echo. But if you are, just do it. Damn, brother. Damn. Wow. Good for you, man. I know it's not easy. It's not easy to keep it off either. Oh, geez. Where do you live, Pro Fast Guy? There he is. Oh, my goodness. You know, how late you sleeping nowadays, Scott? Well, it must be nice. You know, some of us have to work. You know, these late sleepers here. 2026. What? Spartan race? Yeah. Depends where it is. All right, Steele. I'll be there tomorrow in the morning show. Will Scott be there, though? Will Scott have a question for LA Appliance? That's the question. Ronnie Coleman, yeah, buddy. Steele says, good morning, Scott. Who's next interview? If I go back. Yeah, don't tell Scott, but the next interview is Will Rind from Granite Shares. All right. So let's see. Mornings, you know, you don't sleep. I can see that. He's a hardworking man. Scotty too hotty. That's what we got to keep calling him. You know, get that ingrained in everyone's head. Everyone's going to be calling him Scotty too hotty instead of Sny. We changed your nickname to Scotty too hotty. Which one's better though? Morning. Scott had to see the payouts. Yeah, he'll tell me I'm wrong, so I could show him the payouts. There's the payouts. All right, Scott. What did HOOY pay? Since you guys, well, you guys will have the call tomorrow. You know, we got to forward me the link to the dividend call, right? HOOY 603. Anyway, all right. So what do we got? We got a few more minutes. What are we doing? Yeah, I am watching BTC as well. Is it up? Is it Marcia or Marsha on the way to work? Where do you work? Marsha. All right, so here's a Bitcoin. Oh, nice. All right, so last night, as of what, 9:20, we were where? We were in 117 range. Now today, this morning, we're in 118. All right, that's good. We needed this Friday, though, with that uncappity do that position. But hey, it is what it is. Take what we can get. All right. Upstate New York, no thanks. Maybe if you do the one in Mount Vernon, New Jersey, maybe that one. Well, Florida. Yeah, I started at 6 a.m. I started at 6 a.m. So instead of 6:30. MSTR, yeah, MSTR needs to go up, right? Maybe it will. We'll find out. I don't think people are liking this 6 a.m. start. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it because I got to get my ass running outside. But yeah, jump into the LA premiere. The link is on here somewhere, and we'll keep the chat going. All right, we'll keep the chat alive. I'll post this to the Discord because obviously I forgot. All right, Mount Vernon. Yeah, we'll get a group together on here, and I'll ask Scott to get the YieldMax crew to do it too. We'll all do the Mount Vernon race, Spartan race. That'll be fun, right? What do you think? YieldMax sponsored event. All right. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, you sell appliances. Perfect. So you got to watch LA. I better see you at the premiere, Marcia, even though you're working. But yeah, this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably going to be entertaining as hell. All right. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Outside of that, I got nothing but a keyword. So keyword today, you know, I guess we'll continue with the shameless plug. Shameless plug is morning show with ROD, right? Because as you know, tomorrow begins the morning show. All right. I got 4 the next 3 weeks at least are set up, right? We got LA Appliance, Will Rind, and then British Hodel. Next 3 weeks, 6 a.m. Monday morning, right before I start work, you know, because again, why not work a little more, right? That's all we're going to do. Just keep working our asses off. But if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in not just the morning show with R-O-D, R-O-D, R-O-D. There you go. Steele got it. Our morning show with R-O-D. Will Scott be on one of those morning shows? We'll see. You never know, man. You never know. But yeah, will one of you be on there? Yes, if you want to. We shall see. If you guys think you have an interesting story, if you're brave enough to go on camera, then let's do it, man. Let's do it, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Come on. 6-minute miles. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing the race with you. Oh man, I am not fast anymore. I am just. And I don't even care. I just want to do the race as long as I finish, right? Anyway, yes, that's the key word, Eric Katz. So we'll end it there. So what you have to do, you have to type in the comments down below, the morning show with Rod. You type it on YouTube and you type it on X. So if you guys are on X too, go to the X video and type the keyword, because the X community, they're slacking. So we got to teach them a thing or two. All right. They don't know about the keyword. So make sure you go on X after you're done with YouTube and go to this video, which is under my profile, and then type in the morning show with ROD. That way they know that there is a morning show every Monday morning. As much as Mondays suck, really suck, we're going to make it fun, at least at 6 a.m. You know, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. All right. You know, good times, good stuff. We had fun, I think. But I'll end it there. Obviously, I need to post a video in my Discord so more people know. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm out of here. Time to go for a run. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.